So the Yankees are playing in what is a very important four-game set for the Yankees and for the A's. I mean, both teams could walk out of this. The A's could be buried by the end of the week, or the Yankees could be, out of that first wildcard spot, potentially in that second wildcard spot by the end of the week as well. So for both teams, this is a very important series. For both teams, this series means a lot. And for both teams, this series feels like, this feels like playoff baseball. These two could meet in the wild card. These two could meet at Oakland or New York. A lot of this stuff is up in the air still. Hell, one of these two teams could just flat out miss the playoffs. So with all that being considered, let's preview this series. Let's talk about pitching matchups, all that stuff. I'm Ryan Garcia from Fireside Yankees. I'm pumped to be doing content for this channel, and let's get into it. So let's start off with the pitching matchups for this extremely important series. In the first game, the Yankees will have Jameson Taillon with a 3.94 ERA and a 4.21 FIP, while the Athletics will have James Kaprielian going up with a 3.25 ERA and a 4.16 FIP. The next matchup will be Garrett Cole's 2.92 ERA and 2.79 FIP going up against Sean Manaea's 3.77 ERA and 3.67 FIP. Now, our ace, Nestor Cortes Jr., will go up with a 2.56 ERA and a 3.39 FIP in the third game, and he'll be facing Frankie Montas with a 3.84 ERA and a 3.34 FIP. Jordan Montgomery, who's been having a very nice season, sporting a 3.69 ERA and a 3.70 FIP, goes up against Paul Blackburn, taking another crack in the rotation as Chris Bassett, who was injured in his start against the White Sox, took a comebacker to the face, is doing well now, which is great to hear. So Blackburn will be taking his spot in the rotation. He hasn't thrown many innings this year, but in his limited innings of work, he has a 4.09 ERA and a 3.72 FIP. So overall, the Yankees and the Athletics will be throwing out some really good pitchers. However, despite the very good pitching matchups, these are both teams that have hit really well in the month of August. The Oakland Athletics have posted a 115 WRC plus standing for weighted runs created plus, being a metric that 100 is average, and anything above 100 is that percentage better than average. So they've hit 15% better than average, the fourth best mark in Major League Baseball, while the Yankees are at a 111 WRC+, the sixth best mark in baseball since the start of August. The trade deadline really has helped both lineups, and so it'll be interesting to see if this is a high or low scoring affair, considering that there's going to be a lot of really good starting pitching alongside two very hot lineups. So the Yankees are hoping to have the happy fella Urshela back for this series. He should be activated for tonight's game. Jonathan Davis was sent down. I don't think the Yankees are going to be rolling out a 25-man roster when you can hold 26 guys. So I think Urshela gets activated. If he hasn't been activated while I'm recording this, that could also happen. Actually, no. The Yankees really don't make announcements at like 10 o'clock in the morning. It's usually an afternoon thing. But anyways, Urshela being back changed it a lot for the infield defense. You get a steady defender at third base compared to Odor, who's not a third baseman at all. I think Urshela is obviously one of the better players on the team, and he's definitely going to help the Yankees a lot. He also allows Odor to be a bench player, and the Yankees can bring him off the bench, utilize him when they need to utilize him, and he's an important offensive player to this team. So, it's good to have depth, it's good to have options, it's good to have a good bench at all times. But with that being said, that'll wrap up today's preview of this series. I'm hoping the Yankees can take 3 out of 4, but I would not be mad with a split, especially since Oakland is just a nightmare place for us. Taillon takes the bump tonight. Tomorrow you'll see Garrett Cole. Nestor gets Game 3, and Jordan Montgomery gets the final game of the series. Let's go Yankees. I'm Ryan Garcia from Fireside Yankees, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ryan, out.